நண்பர்களே வணக்கம். இந்த பக்தி சிந்தனா சேனலின் இனிய பயணத்தில் பங்கு கொண்டுள்ள அனைத்து யூடியூப் நண்பர்களுக்கும் என் மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். எந்த ஒரு செயலையும் நாம் முயற்சித்து செய்தாலும் அந்த செயல் வெற்றி பெற வேண்டுமானால் தெய்வ அருளும் கடாட்சமும் அதற்கு துணை வர வேண்டும். அந்த தெய்வத்தை நாம் நம் பக்தி சிந்தனா சேனலின் ஒவ்வொரு காணொளியை வெளியிடும் போதும் நன்கு மனதில் துதித்து வேண்டி வெளியிடுவதால் நம் ஒவ்வொரு காணொளியும் சிறப்புற அமைந்து வெற்றியும் நல்கி நம் சேனலை சிறப்பிக்கிறது. நாம் இதுவரை நம் பக்தி சிந்தனா சேனலில் 59 வீடியோக்களை வெளியிட்டு பயணித்து கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். இன்றைய 60வது வீடியோவில் நாம் ஸ்ரீமத் பகவத் கீதா எ விஷன் என்ற தலைப்பில் நாம் எப்போதும் ஆய்ந்து அறியும் ஸ்லோகங்களில் சிலவற்றை காண்போம். நாம் ஸ்ரீமத் பகவத் கீதா எ விஷன் என்ற தலைப்பில் 2வது சாப்டரின் யோகமான சாங்கிய யோகத்தில் இதுவரை 60 ஸ்லோகங்களின் விளக்கங்களை கண்டோம். இன்றைய காணொளியில் ஸ்லோகம் 261 முதல் கண்டறிந்து ஸ்ரீ பகவான் அந்த ஸ்லோகங்களில் நமக்கு என்ன சொல்ல வருகிறார் என்பதை காண்போம் வாரீர். ஸ்ரீ பகவான் உவாச்ச. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 261. தானி சர்வாணி சம்யம்ய யுக்த ஆசீதமத்பரஹ வசேஹி யஸ்யேந்திரியாணி தஸ்ய பிரஜா பிரதிஷ்டிதா. யோகனிஷ்டன் இந்திரியங்களையெல்லாம் அடக்கி என்னை பரகதியாக கொண்டிருக்கின்றான். எவற்றின் மேலும் நம்பிக்கையின்றி என் மீது நம்பிக்கை கொண்டு என்னிடம் சரணடைகிறான். How to control Indriyas? Sri Bhagavan speaks. Yoganishtan, that is one who practices yoga, always has control over all Indriyas. And due to this, he always takes me as Pragati, that is, without having belief in anyone, showing trust only on me and surrender to me. For those who controls all Indriyas, their wisdom stays permanent. Mind can't think two worldly objects at one time. Even when one thinks of leaving worldly Vishayas, that is matters, the same matters only comes to his mind. Because these worldly objects are deep-rooted and they go inside the mind deeply and get stronger. When one gives importance to them, they start growing with stems and leaves. Even when we cut those stems and leaves, its root goes deep into the mind. Instead, we should change our thinking method. Thinking of Indriya should be changed to thinking of Ishvara, that is God. In both the thinkings, which one gets stronger will make the other to become weak. Thinking of God always has a power to destroy the wrong thinking. So, when one's bhakti is increased, Indriya's speed of looking for worldly pleasures diminishes. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. When one of the close relatives died, our mind will not go to small Indriya sukhas at that time because the mind is full of sadness. As such, when one's mind is full of Ishvara Bhakti, he can't turn to Indriya Sukhas as all Indriyas are getting weakened. Slogam எண் 262. Dhyayato vishayan bumsaha sangasdeshu bhajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamakrotos bijayate. இந்திரியங்களை வசமாக்கியவனுக்கு அறிவு நிலை பெறுகிறது. பொருள்களை நினைப்பதால் பற்று ஏற்படுகிறது. பற்று ஆசையாக வெளிப்படுகிறது. ஆசை சினமாக உருவெடுக்கிறது. Sri Bhagavan speaks. As one always thinks of all worldly pleasures, this thinking leads to icha, that is affection towards those objects. This affection takes the form of asa, that is love towards those objects. This asa, that is desire, if not achieved, becomes an anger. Slogam எண் 263. क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् புத்திநாசோ புத்திநாசாத் பிரணஸ்யதி. சினத்தால் மனக்குழப்பம் உண்டாகிறது. குழப்பத்தால் நினைவின்மை ஏற்படுகிறது. நினைவின்மையால் புத்தி அழிவு உண்டாகிறது. புத்தி அழிவால் மனிதன் அழிந்து போகிறான். ஸ்ரீ பகவான் ஸ்பீக்ஸ். Due to anger, there is a mental confusion, that is chaos. Because of this mental confusion, there is a lack of consciousness. If there is no consciousness, it will lead to buddhi nasha, that is destruction of buddhi, wisdom. This buddhi nasha will kill the person. A person, by taking interest in indriya vishayas, that is pleasures, is walking on the street. He sees many objects. As an object appearing in a mirror, the images are appearing in his mind. Out of all the objects, one of the beautiful objects attracts his mind. When he thinks of that object, he feels happy. Then he loves that object. Such a stronger feeling is called affection. An eye has given an opportunity to other sensory organs to feel such a happiness. He wants to own that object, and this feeling is called kama or asa. If there is any hindrance in owning that object, then an anger that is uh, developed, and this anger leads to mental confusion. If there is no wind, all trees are seen clearly. But if there is strong wind resulting in storm, then all trees can't be seen clearly. Same condition is in person's mind also if there is anger. This is called sammoham or mental sickness. When there is anger, he can't differentiate the good and bad things. In this situation, his mind doesn't work and it will lead to lack of consciousness. If there is no consciousness, he loses his wisdom. Without wisdom, he is deemed to have destroyed, because without wisdom one can't survive. A banyan tree has only a small seed, and this becomes a very big tree, and it can even destroy a very big building also. Likewise, one's thinking only makes one to go to higher level or lower level. So a person's mind should be filled only with thoughts of God. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. A sannyasi was living in an ashram just opposite to a woman's house who is doing all evils. Though sannyasi asked her to correct her life, she was not able to do due to her previous janma's papa. Though she was doing all evils, she always thinks of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. But this sannyasi, though is following the right path, always watching that woman. One day that woman died and sannyasi also died on the same day. A Pushpaka Vimana came and took the soul of that woman, but some Yamakingras came and took the soul of sannyasi to Naraka. On seeing this, sannyasi asked Devatas, "Is it fair to take the woman who did all papas to Swarga and me who always followed the right path to Naraka?" For that they replied, "The woman, though doing all evils due to her previous karma vidhi, she has kept her mind in Sri Bhagavan. But you, though seemed to look like sannyasi, were watching her all the time in your life. So instead of keeping the mind in roaming all around the worldly vishayas, it is better to always keep in Bhagavan Sri Krishna." For a question, after taking our mind from worldly vishayas, where is it to be placed? Sri Bhagavan's answer comes in the next sloka. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 264. ராகத்வேஷவியுக்தைஸ்து விஷயானிந்திரியை சரன் ஆத்மவசியே விதேயாத்மா பிரசாதமதிகச்சதி. விருப்பு வெறுப்பு இல்லாதவையும் ஆத்மவசப்பட்டவையும் ஆகிய இந்திரியங்களால் விஷயங்களில் உலவுகின்ற திடமனத்தை உடையவன் மனத்தெளிவை அடைகிறான். ஸ்ரீ பகவான் ஸ்பீக்ஸ். Due to Indriyas, if a stronger minded person is roaming in Vishayas, that is worldly life, which is far from likes and dislikes, and whose mind always goes towards Atma, then he has become clear in his mind. This position will not be harmful to him. Normally, Indriyas have a nature of going towards outside world. They have interest to go to worldly objects in order to enjoy and make use of it. If that object leads to sorrows, then they are getting backed. Like this, likes and dislikes are there on Indriyas. So, as per mind's thinking, these Indriyas take a form of Ragadvesha and run accordingly. So, a person who wins over his Indriyas is called Manavendan, that is king of his mind. The mind of such a person always lies in Atma Swarupa. Even if it goes to outside world, it will not get attracted by outside objects. So he experiences clarity and peace of his mind. If Indriyas are used with pure heart, then that itself is a Samadhi. Once Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa see Karmega, that is dark clouds, and a swan going here and there under the cloud. On seeing this, he attained Ananda Samadhi. When he was dressed as Shiva in his school days, attained Shiva Bhava Samadhi. He attained Samadhi when he heard Sri Bhagavan Namas. As such, Samadhi came to him even when he enjoyed to get a smell of flowers offered to Sri Isvara. He takes as prasadam whatever he eats. So, he used all 5 Indriyas towards Sri Isvara. He is a very good example for bringing all Indriyas into his own control. And if that be the case, there is no harm from such Indriyas. Mind also will be very clear. For a question, how a Sthita Prajnan is going around, an answer comes from Sri Bhagavan in the next sloka. Slokam எண் 265. प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते பிரசன்னச்சேதசோ ஹ்யாசு புத்திஹி பரியவதிஷ்டதே. மன அமைதி உடையவனுக்கு அவனுடைய துன்பங்கள் யாவும் அழியும். ஏனென்றால் மன அமைதியால் அவனுடைய அறிவு விரைவில் ஆத்மஸ்வரூபத்தில் நிலை பெறுகிறது. Sri Bhagavan speaks, in mental peace a person's all sorrows will get destroyed, because for one who attained mental peace, his knowledge, that is wisdom, stands strong in his Atma Swarupa. Many people think that this world is filled with all evils, but in common everyone knows that this world contains both good and bad things. They think that mental peace will come only when the world is getting corrected. People's ashanti, that is not having a peace in mind, and world's problems are one and the same. Outside world's evils are all the people's mental status only. When one's mind gets corrected, then his outside world will also get corrected. Truly speaking, outside world is not full of evils. When one thinks it is Ishvara Swarupa, then his mind gets peace. When mind is calm, then only Atma Swarupa is seen. After that, his mind itself will become Atma Swarupa. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. When a drop of curd is put in a milk for getting curd next day, it should be kept in a place where there is no jerk. That is, in a place where there is no possibility of movement. Otherwise, it will not become a good curd. As such, if we keep our mind in Sri Ishvara, it will get peace of mind. Slokam 266. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः சாந்திர சாந்தஸ்ய குதக சுகம். மனமடங்கப் பெறாதவனுக்கு ஆத்ம போதமும் இல்லை, ஆத்ம பாவனையும் இல்லை. ஆத்ம தியானம் இல்லாதவனுக்கு சாந்தி இல்லை, சாந்தி இல்லாதவனுக்கு சுகம் ஏது? Sri Bhagavan speaks, for those whose mind is not under his control, there is no Atma Bodha, that is Viveka in knowing about Atma. If he is not evincing interest in learning about Atma, there is also no Atma Bhavana, that is not even knowing the existence of Atma. For one who is not practicing dhyana, there is no Shanti, that is mental peace. If there is no Shanti, where is the real happiness which he can attain through God? One who one likes and dislikes is called a yogi. There is no peace of mind for one who is not taking efforts in controlling his mind. Till he shows an interest in Indriya Sukhas, he has to suffer from those likes and dislikes. He not only suffers from dukkha's, but also from other difficulties, such as if he has no control on his Indriyas, there is no Atma Viveka. Without having Atma Viveka, he can't do Atma Dhyana. For one who is not practicing Atma Dhyana, there is no Gnana for Atma Swarupa, and also there is no Shanti emerging out of it. So these are the difficulties one has to face due to not controlling his mind. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. A pot maker makes vessel using raw mud. Once the mud in the pot is heated, then he can't do changes in the vessel made by him. As such, a man whose mind, after involving deep into worldly pleasures which are like heated pot, can't have great manobhavas, that is higher status of mind, and he can't change his mind also. Slokam 267. Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanosnu vidiyate tadasya harati prajñam vayurnavami வாம்பசி. கப்பலை காற்றானது நீர்மேல் நிலை கொலைப்பது போல் அலைகின்ற இந்திரியங்களை பின்தொடரும் உள்ளம் அவனுடைய அறிவை அலைக்கழிக்கின்றது. Sri Bhagavan speaks, a strong wind may make the ship disturbed on the ocean of water. As such, a mind which follows Indriyas will destruct his Viveka. A ship which is not handled by supporting sticks, Nanguram, that is an instrument used for stopping the ship, an inner engine, Sukhan, that is a similar type of instrument used for making the ship stop, will go rashly towards wind's direction if the wind is strong. This is the position also for the mind which goes behind Indriyas. Indriyas are always for enjoying outside pleasures. When a person is getting sweet in his mouth when he is sleeping, his mouth automatically releases saliva without coordination with his mind. Same position is for bitter taste, for which the mouth spits. These feelings happen due to habits of Indriyas. If an immatured mind goes to outside world through these Indriyas, it loses Viveka about Atma Swarupa. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. Indriya Sukhas are like skin itching disease. The itching makes a person to get sukha at that time, but it leads the disease to grow. Likewise, a mind loses its fame if it follows indriya sukhas. Slokam எண் 68. तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वसः இந்திரியாணீந்திரியார்த்தேபியः தஸ்ய பிரஜா பிரதிஷ்டிதா. யாருடைய புலன்களிலிருந்து பிரிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கின்றனவோ அவனுடைய அறிவு நிலை பெற்றிருக்கிறது. அதற்காக எதற்காக இப்புலன்கள் படைக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறதோ அவற்றை செய்யக்கூடாது என்பதல்ல இதன் பொருள். மற்ற தேவையில்லாத விஷயங்களில் இந்திரியங்கள் உலவும் போது அதனால் ஏற்படும் துன்பங்கள் அளவற்றவை. அதனால் இந்திரியங்களை மற்ற தேவையான விஷயங்களுக்கு மட்டும் உபயோகப்படுத்தினால் துன்பங்கள் இராது. ஸ்ரீ பகவான் ஸ்பீக்ஸ். ஸோ சர்வசிரேஷ்டக, that is possessing all skills. For those whose indriyas are separated from sensory feelings, it is proved that their wisdom stands steady. It doesn't mean that indriyas should not work for what purpose they are formed. Whatever outside vastu, that is object we see, indriyas are going around them, due to which all sorrows emerge. Instead, these can be used for some other good purpose and make it go towards that direction. As there is a proverb, if you save money, even dead body also will open its mouth. As this money always makes us to act more as a lower graded person, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa took a sankalpa, I will not touch the money. As a result, he feels a great change in his nadi, that is nerves. While sleeping, if anyone touches his body, even with a coin, he will get severe pain in the body. In order to test his affection on his indriyas, some test was conducted to by devatas. Some beautiful devatas touched his body. Immediately he brought Ambigai in his mind, and suddenly he went to deep samadhi stage. From his life story, it is to be learnt and understood that the term Indriya Nigraha is meant to recover all Indriyas from lower status and keep it in higher position. So those who do Indriya Nyasam means sublimation, conversion of Indriyas from lower status into higher status, will get a great jnana. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. Horses which are not practiced for running can't even take a step for running. Likewise, if asa, that is desires, are not controlled, Isvara can't be seen. So those who are interested to go in Gnana Marga will try to control their asas, that is desires. For this, first they practice control of Indriyas, and then after that they will attain Isvara Gnana. Slokam எண் 269. यानि सा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागर्ति संयमी यस्यां जागर्ति பூதானி சா நிசா பச்யதோ முனேஹே. உயிர்கள் எல்லாவற்றுக்கும் எது இரவோ அதில் அடக்கம் பயின்ற யோகி விழித்திருக்கிறான். எதில் உயிர்களெல்லாம் விழித்திருக்கின்றனவோ அது தத்துவதர்சியாகிய ஞானிக்கு இரவு. Sri Bhagavan speaks. For all living beings, after sunset, it becomes night. But yogi is not sleeping and he is awakened in night. Similarly, the daytime is for all living beings to work, but it is a night for Tattvajnani. In this world, when it is a daytime for all human beings, owl and tiger can't see properly in daytime. For them, it is night. When these animals see clearly in night, when it is a night for all other living beings, which is a night for all other living beings. As such, for each human being, their field is different. Thieves know only about the details of theft practices and none other than this. For those who do gambling, the details about gambling is only known to them like their daytime. For those who learn many subjects, the group of people who are Gnanavans are like their daytime, and some other subjects are like their nighttime, and they do not know anything on those subjects. For a yogi who wins Indriyas, these worldly images and worldly vyavakaras, that is information, are not visible for them like their night time, but they are able to grasp all information about Paramatma Tattva. For one who sees everything as Iswar Swarupa, always happiness is there in his lifetime. For one who is always interested in Indriya Sukhas, this world will be his daytime, and for one who controls Indriyas, God will be his daytime. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. One, after getting Iswara Darshana, will see Iswara in the Jivan and Jagat. He will see all children as Sri Gopalan. He will see God in his parents. He will not treat his wife also as other worldly people use their wives with Sharira Sambandha. He and his wife will spend their lifetime only in Iswara Prarthana and Bhakti. They will see Iswara in all Jivans and do service. Slokam எண் 270. आपूर्यमाणमचलप्रदिष्टं समुद्रपामापगप्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वेहे स சாந்திமாப்னோதி ந காமகாமீஹி. அசைவில்லாத நிறைக்கடலில் ஆறுகள் சென்று அடங்குவது போல் எந்த ஞானியிடம் ஆசைகள் யாவும் சென்று ஒடுங்குகின்றனவோ அவனே சாந்தி அடைகின்றான். ஆசை இருப்பவன் சாந்தி அடைய மாட்டான். As all rivers go towards full waveless ocean and mixed up with ocean water, a Muni to whom all asas and that is desires go towards Sri Isvara and mixed up with him will get all Shanti. Those who have asas for the benefit of self will not get Shanti. It is not possible for making addition or reduction of water in the ocean. Even if all rivers in the world comes in the ocean, it is not getting increased. Similarly, even if rivers do not come in the ocean also, it is not getting reduced. Rivers coming inside the ocean is losing its rupa, that is image. Even if river's nama, that is name, is getting lost, the river which is made up of water is not getting destruction. So a Muni's mind who wins all likes and dislikes is like an ocean. Objects which creates kama may appear in front of him. He can also enjoy these objects through his sensory organs. As river goes in ocean, siddha vriddhis in indriyarthas go in his mind, and all desires will get lost. So his mind has not got any vikara, that is, and sits in paripurna state. It is called as akandakara vriddhi. Here, Nani's mind is getting widened like ocean. No one can make the ocean as a bad mud. As such, Muni's matured mind will not get confused. He is the person who can attain Shanti or Jivan Mukti. There is quite a lot of distance between him and those who dipped their head fully in a net of asas. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. In Samudra, that is ocean, mountains, valleys and plain spaces are there, but they are not seen on the top surface of the water. As such, in Samadhi stage, one can see only the Satchidananda Swarupa as an Akanda Sakara, that is big ocean. At that time, he loses an ego of non, that is I and me, which gets vanished. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 271. விஹாய காமான் யக சர்வான் புமாம் சரதி நிஸ்பிருகः நிர்மமோ நிரஹங்காரः ச சாந்திமதி கச்சதி. எந்த மனிதன் ஆசைகளை அறவே விட்டு பற்றற்று அகங்கார மமகாரமில்லாது உலவுகின்றானோ அவன் சாந்தி அடைகின்றான். Sri Bhagavan speaks, whoever Purusha, that is person, removes all asas and that is desires totally from his mind, and without having affection on anything and without having ahankaras and mamakaras, not using non, that is I and me in all activities, runs this worldly life, is attaining real Shanti, that is peace of mind in his life. Whatever quantum of asa exists in a person's mind, the same quantum of Ashanti, no peace of mind will be there. If there is destruction of asa, he will have peace of mind. The feeling of non, that is I and me, leads a person in karma bandha. These qualities are also called ahankara and mamakara. A very big ocean also creates small waves and show them as its small pieces on the surface of water. In its vision, they are small broken pieces, but really its nature is akandakara, that is very wider in size. As such, both ahankara and mamakara makes jiva bodha waves in a man's mind. Asas are the main reason for creating ahankara and mamakara waves. If asa is destructed, then non, that is I and me, will also get destructed. A place without ahankara and mamakara will become an akandakara ananda swarupam. So for a man who lives by destructing these non, I and me, etc., it's a great worldly life for him. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesha. A goat's body, after its head is cut and dropped in the earth, still has some vibration to prove that it has got Jivan for some time. As such, a Gnani who has attained Paripurna stage, though his Ahankara is destructed, in order to do his Sarira Sambandha day-to-day activities, a small Ahankara Shakti is left in his body, but this Shakti is not strong enough to get him connected again to worldly life. ஸ்லோகம் எண் 272. ஏஷா பிராஹ்மி ஸ்திதிஹி பார்த்த நைனாம் பிராப்ய விமுஹ்யதி ஸ்தித்வா ஸ்யாமந்த காலேஸ்பி பிரம்ம நிர்வாணம் ரிச்சதி. ஹே பார்த்தா, இதுவே பிரம்ம நிலைப்பெயராகும். இதை அடைபவனுக்கு மோகமில்லை. இதில் நிலைத்திருப்பவன் மரண காலத்தில் பிரம்ம நிர்வாணத்தை அடைகின்றான் என்று ஸ்ரீ பகவான் கூறி முடித்தார். Sri Bhagavan speaks, Hey Partha, this itself is the Brahma Sthiti, that is for anyone who has become a Sthita Prajnan. This is the final stage of attainment of Mukti. After he attained this Sthiti, he will not have any moha, that is love on anything in this world. Anyone who reaches this Sthiti, at least at his last days of his life, will also attain Brahma Nirvana, that is Brahma Sthiti. While in dream, whatever appears, there has appears there has their respective values, and also there is value for the happy and sad moments in the dream. But after he wakes up, the real time of a person has more value than his dream period. When a person comes in real time, he lost all such things happened in his dream. There is no value for happy and sad moments of dream period afterwards. As such, a stage which is greater than real and dream periods is there, and it is called Brahma Nirvana. For anyone who attained this status has no moga about dream and real period, etc. Brahma Nirvana is Aparoksha Anubhuti, which means Aparoksha Jnana. It is a status which is far from mind and actions. Anyone who has come down from that status is a Jivan. Anyone who has again attained such a status is a Muktan. As all rivers go to the ocean and getting mixed up, Jivan's aim should be to attain this Brahma Nirvana. Even if it comes to Jivans at the end of their life, then also it is Mukti. So it is also called as Moksha, that is higher status relieving one from births and deaths. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's Upadesa. A woman who after marriage till the period up to which child comes will do all household works without any excuse. But after getting a child, she will have diversion in her work towards her child. She will spend most of her time with that child. As such, an Ajnani, that is without having knowledge about Sri Iswara, will do many works related to worldly life. But after knowing about the existence of God inside, he loses interest in this worldly life. He spends most of his time in Iswara Seva. Other worldly objects are not giving him any happiness. He will not get separated also from happiness arising from Iswara Anubhava, that is Iswara Seva. Friends, with these 72 slokas, Saankya Yoga comes to an end. Thank you all for watching this video, and we shall enter into third chapter Karma Yoga in our next video. Thank you all once again.